Welcome to Tuesday Night. I am MC Toon, your host tonight, and we have a debate tonight on the topic of the shape of the Earth. And I am not participating. I'm hosting and moderating. Hopefully I have very little to do, but it is between Robert Greenlee, who you see in the middle there, representing Team Globe, and Mark Wright over on the far side there, who is representing Team Flat. So we'll go with Mark. You want to introduce yourself first?
All right. Yeah, well, my name is Mark, and I'm 36 years old, and I actually been into flat Earth for about a little over 8 years now. And yeah, I'm pretty convinced. And, I've been doing a lot of research and doing a few hands-on experiments. And yeah, I'm just here to, to let people know, man, to spread my truth, spread what I believe. I believe the Earth is flat. Really do.
All right, many of you know me, Robert Greenlee. Kind of been debating you guys, debating these floors for a while. Also run the official Flat Earth and Globe discussion group. Thanks, Nathan. And so you guys his zucked. Mark says that you said you were in Nathan's original group originally.
I actually was, yeah. I actually was.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to the guy. I just kind of fell off his group for a while.
He's still falling off the wagon. He's just kind of roaming around the country, begging off people. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So just real quick, Mark has been part of the group and a couple other groups. He's been kind of debating people for the past couple of weeks. So I'm like, hey, dude, let's do it live. So I'm like, and he agreed, and somebody challenged him that they would eat their hat if he showed up, and he showed up. So somebody's gonna have to eat their hat. So I sure hope it's tasty.
Send video of the hat being eaten. I'll play it later.
Yeah, so if somebody can find that post of him saying he's gonna eat his hat, I'll post it in the chat, and we'll follow up with him and make sure he does that.
Just tell him to eat a piece. I don't want him to kill himself.
Yeah, so I figured we just kind of go back and forth. I was trying to think of which things I want to bring up, and a lot of times I do some of the same stuff. But I'm like, you know what? Mark's giving me a whole source of material because all I have to do is look at his posts for the past 2 weeks, and it gives me all the material that I need. It's right there.
Let's talk about it.
So I was hoping, I did ask Mark to, as we asked a lot of times, to bring actual positive evidence of flat Earth. As I would try to do for the globe. So I'm hoping, Mark, that you've done that. So do you want to go first?
Sure. I mean, what do you want to talk about first?
Well, your first piece of positive flat Earth evidence.
Well, me personally, this is where it starts for me, right? Like, I can just use my common senses, right? I mean, I know people will look at me and immediately say, oh, he believes in flat Earth. Oh, he's not that bright. Oh, a bunch of names is associated with dealing with flat Earth. But I take it. But but for me, just common sense, man, and how God explains it is when I go outside, that's how it looks to me. I compare the globe, the heliocentric model, to the flat Earth model, and I compare them to what God says, and I'm leaning more towards the flat. And what people don't realize is I've been a glober for 28 years. So that's 28 years of me knowing that the Earth was round and it's space, and until I finally woke up. Like once you hear some evidence about it that don't make sense, you start to question a lot of things, man. And that's how it started for me. So it's just God is the big part of it for me. That's
to be clear so far.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, all right. So beyond common sense, what you think, does you actually have any evidence of flat Earth?
I mean, if this is another thing I want to talk about too. As far as facts of a flat Earth, really, if I bring anything, whether it's black and white or whatever, it's gonna be considered not valid because, right, the Earth is round. So it's not going to be considered a fact anyway, especially to someone who thinks the earth is round. So what I can do is introduce some facts that I believe are facts.
Okay. As long as you have something to back it up. If it's just you saying, I believe this, but there's nothing to back it up, then it's really kind of invalid.
I know, but I'm saying I'm not sure how I can share the evidence that I do have in my phone, because I'm doing everything from my phone. I'm out of town right now. So
okay. Well, if you do have the ability to in Zoom, as long as Mike has made you a presenter, you do have the ability to hit the share button in Zoom and actually share out your phone screen. So I would probably do is bring up what you want to display first, tell it to share in Zoom, and then jump over to that screen once it's sharing.
let me see.
By the way, I'm an IT guy by trade, so this is kind of what I do. Help people with tech support.
So what? Start broadcast?
Yep. There you go. And let's kind of jump back over to what you want us, like just tap in the middle of the screen, and we'll get away from there. And just switch over to the screen you want to share.
Share device, audio. So would I just go to my screen I want to share now?
There you go. So we see your screen right there.
Okay. Okay, this is the first thing I want to talk about, okay? Let's talk about this first. I have to bring up my, okay. Let's talk about this. This is something I want to talk about.
Okay.
You know what this is?
It looks like a camera or a view taken from a rocket with a fisheye lens. So it's going to switch from concave to converse depending as to how it's looking at the horizon, as expected.
Okay, but you know, right? They said this video was actual evidence of curvature.
No, it's not. Because if you look at it when the horizon is in the center of the frame, that's when it's going to be most accurate for a
right.
lens. But if you're looking at it when it's to the side or up or down, it's going to be distorted like hell.
But listen, when it levels out, because you know when the real center hits the horizon, hits the middle, the lens, whatever you call it.
Yep.
It flattens out.
All right. So go ahead and play the video and try to get it to a stop at a point where it's as close to the middle as possible.
Well, I have the video right on Facebook, so it's shared. So, all right. I'm not sure where is it. Where is it? See, I should have been more organized than this. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Where is that video? Did they take it down?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Like one flat earther that got caught watching videos of young girls dancing. You don't want to be that guy.
Nah.
Good old Simon Ramos.
I actually have the video somewhere. I just don't see it.
Yeah. But I mean, we've all seen it before. It's like as the camera goes
right.
up,
Okay, so
converts like a concave and goes back and forth. I mean, there are cameras out there that they've actually sent up cameras with rectilineal lenses, so they don't have that much distortion.
So this is what I'm saying. If they're sending these fisheye lenses up, because a lot of them do, claiming they see curvature. And this is another thing too. How do I switch my screen back?
Hit stop share if you want to stop sharing.
Okay, this is another thing, right? Since I can't find that video right now.
And Mike, do you have the one? I'm drawing a blank right now. That guy says he sent up with a rectilinear lens. Do you happen to have that link, Mike?
Dwayne Kellum, I do have that one.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll show you one where they actually sent it up with the rectilinear lens, so it doesn't have the distortion.
you're gonna make me work on this one? Oh my goodness! Hold on.
Yeah, if you can send me the link and I'll present it. But
Oh, it's just on my website, Dwayne Kellum.
Let me see if I
But
can.
this is what I wanted to say about that, right? They say from that high, you can't see the curvature really.
So you're
a lot
you're
of
talking
people-
about Neil deGrasse Tyson and one of his many things he said that weren't exactly accurate.
Right. So who to believe here? If he's so valid in everything else, but when it comes to certain things, then it's not valid.
He's the same dude who said the Earth was pear-shaped to try to help people visualize that it's literally 12 miles wider at the equator than over the poles. So it's so tiny you can't see it. What else? Some of the other stupid things he said. So no, I don't necessarily take Neil deGrasse Tyson's comments at face value because he's made a lot of kind of inaccurate statements to try to help people visualize things. So no, I don't listen to what he says, not to that extent.
And then it's a lot of facts about the globe is just inconsistent. At least flat Earth is consistent. It's consistent.
So you have a consistent flat Earth map that is actually accurate?
Everyone I've seen has been consistent pretty much.
All right, we'll talk about that in just a minute. Let's see here. Is it the one with the Sony camera, Mike? The one you're talking about?
Yeah, it's a Sony.
Okay. All right. So.
And he's a flat earther, by the way.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a good stopping point here where he's at maximum altitude.
They get you every time.
Yeah.
These fish, man.
He's already falling down. Come on, where's his peak? Where's his peak? I'm just trying to get it centered in the frame here.
I'm pretty sure NASA.
There we go. That's not too bad. So again, there's a flat earther. I'm going to share my screen out now.
All right.
And hopefully I'll be able to see this since you're on your phone.
At least I got it figured out a little better how to share it now.
Yeah. So he's basically was using a Sony A7. He said he had the GoPro on there as well, but this video is from the Sony. He was only at about 30, so it's about 100,000 feet. So there we have some higher ones. But if we take this guy.
That one peaks at about 120,000 feet.
Okay, I might have missed the peak here. Let me see if I can jump it up a little bit.
120.
102, 105. There we go, a little higher. 107, 110, 11, 12. There you go. That's probably a good. So it's not. So let's just take a screen grab of it real fast. So again, taken by a fellow flat earther, and I'm just going to draw a line. They're purposely doing it below it so you can see it. Does that look like the horizon straight?
This is at 120,000 feet.
120,000 feet, yeah.
Okay.
So fellow flat earther took this one, and you see curvature with a rectilinear lens. So it's just one example. We could spend a lot of time going through all of these. I don't want to waste our entire thing, but I'd say definitely there are many videos out there where they set up non-GoPros because, yeah, GoPros are designed to have their wide-angle lenses. They're designed to be really tough, so they handle going up there in those sub-zero freezing, like negative 36 degrees up there. So I'm not quite sure how he kept his camera warm, but that's why people use GoPros. They're so rugged. But yeah, they are fisheye lenses and they do distort. So absolutely no argument there. So
Okay.
since I've got the screen up, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to jump to a little different one here.
Okay.
So 1972 blue marble.
The blue marble, the infamous blue marble.
Yeah. Taken on film using actual film cameras, had to be, exposed in a dark room. But main thing I want to ask you here, because you've argued about this quite a bit, is which way is down on a globe?
Which way is down?
Yeah, which way is down?
On a globe, down would be towards the center of the earth, right?
Correct. Well, that's the first time I've heard you say that. I've heard you argue it over and over and over again.
I know.
Down is,
Like,
of course,
that's why
the South Pole.
people always, do you know which way is down? I understand the globe aspect of down. I do.
Yeah. So why do you argue so vehemently that down is like down that way.
Because maybe you were misunderstanding me.
Yeah.
What I meant by when I say down, what I mean is underneath then.
Yeah.
Okay, that underneath then. Maybe I need to switch up my wording.
So where would underneath be?
Underneath where Antarctica is.
Oh, why is that necessarily underneath?
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, because which way is down in space? We're gonna talk semantics a little bit for a minute here, but
yeah, I know which way is down, but
yeah. So
but yeah.
I mean, you see, you've made claims as like, well,
but which way?
Unfortunately, we don't have Australia right here, but I mean, let's just do this so we can visualize. Let me bring up Google Earth. I just want to make sure that we fully understand this point before we move on to the next one here.
Okay.
We bring up Google Earth. Now we're looking at, Australia over here.
Yeah.
Come on, rotate.
The land down under, right?
Yep.
Down under there. Underneath.
Right, so there you are standing in Australia. Which way is down?
Towards the center of the earth.
All right, good. We solved that. Now, maybe in relation, if you're way up here, sure, maybe in relation to you, that person in Australia is upside down. But how about an airplane? How about if an airplane was flying from Europe kind of straight down into Australia? Is the airplane going to be upside down over here?
It would have to be flying kind of weirdly, don't you think?
Oh, why?
Because if Earth is a sphere, right? And I mean, does Earth, I mean, it doesn't do that, does it? Doesn't go all over the place like that. I mean, it's hurling.
It's a nice sphere, nice spherical.
Right. It's rotating, right? It's rotating what?
Yeah.
It's rotating.
Yeah,
it's
one whole time per day. It's rotating one time per day. Yep.
Exactly. It's not deviating from that rotation.
Nope, it's constant. Yep.
Constant, right?
Yep.
So meaning there will have to be an underneath to it. That's where Antarctica lies.
Yeah. So if you're in Antarctica,
that's what I mean. Say, where if people are in Antarctica, which they had to be, how would that look on the globe? This is what I'm trying to understand. How would people look down there? How would because you always have your head to the sky, right?
Yep.
So how is I me personally think that's physically impossible on the globe.
So why expand upon that? Why would it be?
Because let me show you, right? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Stop sharing for a moment here. Yep.
It makes no sense.
Okay. So that guy is standing right there. Which way is down?
Down is supposed to be this way, right?
Okay. So what's the issue with him standing there?
It just kind of looks right. If I'm crazy for thinking I can stand on something flat,
yeah,
why wouldn't somebody be crazy for thinking they can stand underneath a ball?
So what's the issue with him standing underneath the ball?
It just makes no sense.
Why? You gotta go a little deeper in that. Hang on.
And yeah,
I got a little baby globe here too.
I know all about gravity. I don't
have a little paper person, so we're gonna basically just kind of use this. This is my person. So this person is in Africa.
Okay.
Here they are standing in Africa.
Okay.
Which way is down?
Down will be towards the center of the earth.
All right. So gravity is their feet is right here on the ground, right?
Yeah, gravity is keeping them like that.
Exactly. All right. So now they're down here. Whoops. Now they're down here. Gravity's doing what? Gravity
is gravitational pull.
Yep. So you could call it gravity. You could call it, some flirts claim magnetism. Whatever it is that's holding you to the ground, doesn't matter where you're at on this silly little globe. Down is always towards your feet, towards the middle. So it doesn't matter if you're here, you're here, you're here. Down, it's always going to hold you towards the middle of the earth.
But man, that doesn't seem like magic.
No.
That sounds like buddy. That sounds like magic, Rob. Come on, Rob.
You may consider it magic, but
hey, what experiment has been done to make water stick to a spear perfectly.
Yeah.
On a large scale.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question.
Any experiment that's been done?
Yeah. So how would you, because on Earth, gravity is holding everything down, right?
Facts.
So to do an experiment, how would you counteract the force of Earth's gravity to do a smaller scale experiment?
Can they fly zero gravity all the time?
Yeah. And if that's actually, I'll see if I can find it real fast. I'm gonna do two things at once.
They fly zero gravity all the time, man. This type of stuff should be easily provable, but it's not. They can't do it.
Yeah. So hang on one second. Here you go. Cool. I found it.
I seen the one where he made a little bubble in space, but
yeah. Well, let's see what happens here. So this one's cool because they made it colorful. Let's jump ahead here. There we go. So in weightless, when they make a bubble,
we don't see it yet.
Hang on, I forgot to hit share. There we go. So in weightlessness, now they obviously have the advantage of being in constant weightlessness, but when they pour water, it makes what shape? What shape is it?
That's a droplet.
Actually, it's a glob about the size of your fist.
That's more of a drop, man. Come on.
Hang on, we'll go back and look at it again.
On a large scale. I can probably make that. I can probably do that myself.
Can you? Can we expect to see that in the next couple of days?
I'm saying on a larger, you know how on a bigger, even on the scale of this, that's like a droplet of water, man.
How'd they do that?
I can't explain how. Most likely green screen, as they did, been caught numerous times. You know,
you gotta get more of that. Because all green screen does is superimpose you over a background. Tell me, how are they doing that blob of water there just floating around?
They have green screen where they've used, NASA has been caught, used green screen to manipulate water in space. So they say. This video has been out for years.
It's getting bigger, but you're not telling me green screen doesn't explain what he's doing there. Green screen was basically put me superimposed. I don't know. Look, I'm on. You know how much large of a scale you would have to demonstrate this on. We're talking about Earth. Yeah. So you being smarter than all the other scientists in the world, how would you say, for example, make a 50-foot ball of water on Earth? How would you do that?
It's a floating ball right now. That should be easily they can do it easily.
It's easy, man. How are you going to do it? Give me an idea how you're going to do it.
I don't know. That's for them to find out. That's what I'm saying.
No, you're the one that's saying you're smarter than all the scientists of the world. It's your idea. How would you do it?
What I'm saying is, for Earth to be, for gravity to stick all this water together to this spear, man, I would think it would have to be done on a larger scale than that.
But you don't know how.
That's a few drops of water.
But you don't know how.
Like I said, I'm not a scientist, man. I can't speak on stuff I don't know about.
Yeah.
I can test.
It's your hypothesis. You have this idea that they should be able to make this massive ball of water counteract Earth's gravity, but you don't know how it could be done, but you're certain they could do it.
But listen, check this out. If Earth already spinning through space, it's already a floating ball. Yep. There's no atmosphere up there, right? There's no atmosphere. There's no gravity. There's nothing.
Up where? Where's I just want to make sure we can understand. Up there, how high up? No atmosphere, no gravity.
You say what?
So how high up is there no atmosphere and no gravity?
The stratosphere.
How high? Pick a number.
I don't know. Shit.
No.
I don't know how high. I don't know the exact number. I just know.
Do you know what the unofficial, what most countries consider the edge of space is?
Yeah, I know it's different in different locations, but pretty much overall, we're gonna touch on space too. But
we will have a little bit. We got a little bit of time for that. But so you got flat Earth. You've got this. So you agree that the higher you go, the thinner the air gets, right?
Yeah.
All right. But does pressure require a container?
No.
No. No, that's the different, because most flat earthers say to have pressure, you have to have it in a container.
To have pressure.
Yeah. So say like, oh guys, I don't have. Here you go. I got a bottle of water here,
Right.
and if a soda can's better, but this is say I squeeze this bottle of water, and there's now 5 pounds of pressure inside that bottle, and the only reason that the pressure is not escaping is why?
Because the top is on it.
Exactly. So most flat earthers, and I'm not saying it's you, but they say
I don't
to have pressure, it has to be inside of a container. Do you agree with that premise or not?
Yeah, I don't think that's what I'm saying. A lot of flat earthers don't believe in a lot of the same things. Like I said, I know it's I'm pretty sure it's things I don't know about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never, yeah, I don't.
Do you believe there's a dome over flat earth?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Definitely do.
What's the purpose of the dome?
To divide the waters from above from below. That's what he said. That's what God said. That's all I got to go with. I got to go with what he said on that one.
All right. So does it have any effect on the atmosphere?
Good question. Does it have any effect on the atmosphere? I would think it do.
In what way?
Weather, I would guess.
Well, come on, expand upon it. Give me an idea. What you're thinking?
I don't know. Probably shit like weather, like conditions, storms. I don't know. Like I said, man, I don't got all the answers, but
Yeah.
I do believe that it's a dome up there because you ever heard of Operation Fishbowl?
Yeah, we have.
Operation Fishbowl, man. That was one of the
All right, so tell us about Operation Fishbowl. What's your view of it?
Operation Fishbowl. This is what I know of it. They sent a bunch of nuclear missiles. They say they was testing them, but what I gathered from the information I picked up on was they was firing missiles up there to see what was up there and how far was it up there. And it seems that all of them impacted something and created a mushroom-shaped cloud.
Do you think they were trying to, don't you think it'd be kind of a bad idea to fire a nuke at the dome that's kind of keeping you alive?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They want to go to space so bad.
Yeah.
They try to get up there.
Yeah. So you think that all these leading scientists and government people said, let's fire nukes at the dome and see if we can crack it open and kill all of us.
Yeah, I think that's what they were trying. I don't know exactly. Like I said, I don't know. I don't think they were particularly doing exactly that, trying to destroy it.
What do you think they were doing?
Just trying to see what's up there. This is something else. Yeah.
So how high up is the dome?
I actually don't know that answer. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not afraid to say about. Yeah, I don't know how high the dome is. Yeah. I don't think I ever even heard anybody, a flat earther, say how high they think the dome is.
Oh, yeah.
I know the outer edges are somewhere in Antarctica. I do know that. Why
don't you go visit it?
You can.
Yes, you can.
You can. You can take a few little explorations, but you can't do nothing major. You should see some of the signs they got out there. Oh, it's a sign there. I actually have a picture of it. It's a sign out there that says any lost navigators might be escaping inmates.
All right, man. You got to find that and show it to us.
I'm serious, bro.
All right. I'm going to hold you to that one. You got to find that.
Hold on a second. Hold on. You cannot. You have to be joking.
I'm not kidding, bro.
You have to be joking. There are people in the chat that are like, hey, he's a Poe. And then you pull that off, and I'm like, how can I don't think you're a Poe, but then you do that. All right, I'll go back. Robert, you can explain.
All right. I mean, I told Mark a week ago. I think he is playing games because Mark, I don't think you're dumb. I think you're a smart guy. I think you're playing games.
I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Like, listen, man. Once I first found out about this, it messed me up, man. I'm telling you, it messed me up. I didn't believe it, didn't want to. But the more I looked into it, the more the globe just didn't make sense to me. It just didn't seem logical anymore.
Yeah, I still think you're playing games with us. But I've been talking for a little bit. We're going to go back. I'm going to throw it back in your court because I've been talking for like 20 minutes. Come up with your next best actual proof of flat Earth.
Okay.
Bets from the audience on what it will be. Name it in the chat right now.
I'm ready.
Oh,
all right. So what's your next best one?
You fly planes, right? Planes.
I do. Yep.
Airplane. Let's go with airplanes.
Yep.
Okay. If there was curvature, right? For every square mile, how many inches does the Earth curve?
So not square miles. So how do I, I'm going to try the better way of describing this. An airplane's not like, when you talk about 8 inches per mile square, which by the way,
what's Earth's curvature?
Yeah. So they take because I know you're going to 8 inches per mile square. Have you ever actually plotted that on a calculator?
No.
Yeah. What shape does that make if you plotted it on a graphing calculator?
I'm not sure.
It makes a parabola.
That's not it, Robert.
It starts out going like this and then quickly goes whoop.
But listen, right?
So it's okay for like short distances, but as soon as you go further distances, it quickly gets worse and worse and worse.
Hold on a second, Robert. I have to interject for a second.
Okay, I'll let Mike interject.
That's wrong.
All right.
The amount that it's off is within a very small margin of error. It's not wrong because it's a parabola. It's wrong because it doesn't take into account the observer's height.
Yep. So the thing about it too is when we look at that. So I wish I had a piece of paper. I should have thought about that. So here you are. You're here. You're on top of the globe, and you're looking out straight out from the globe and going this way. So that 8 inches per mile square is how much drop. So say I want to observe this. How much drop is there from this line out this way to kind of come down to here, right?
Right. Okay.
All right. So in an airplane, I don't care about that. I am continually, here's my little airplane. I am continually going around the Earth. I'm not going out here. Oh, I better correct. I'm not doing that. So listen. I'm continually following the shape of the Earth, and we can go into why in a moment. But it's continually adjusting. So given that, it's not 8 inches per mile square. It's 8 inches per mile. Every mile I travel, if I didn't have, let's just say at the airplane automatically adjust, which we'll talk about. For every mile, 8 inches, 8 inches, 8 inches, 8 inches, 8 inches, 8 inches, 8 inches.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this.
That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen though.
All right. So explain to me how it's going to happen.
I've been on several planes.
I've been on hundreds of planes.
It's the straight flight from when you take off.
Yep.
The straight flight and then you land. There's no deviation for curvature at all.
How do you know?
Pilots don't deviate or dip the nose of their plane every so often to compensate for the curvature.
You're absolutely right. There's no need for us to
listen. Okay, why would there be no need to compensate for curvature? That means you will fly off into space if you don't.
All right. So
it makes no sense.
Hang on. We take our perfectly round globe. Hang on.
You have to follow
wait. So here we are on, this coast. Come here. Here we are right here on the ocean. What's the altitude there? We're at sea level. We're at sea level, at the ocean. What's the altitude? 0? Because we're at sea level? All right. So now I go out in the middle of the, kind of stupid thing. Now I go out in the middle of the ocean over here. What's the altitude?
Same.
All right, now I'm way over here. What's the altitude?
It's the same.
All right, so everywhere if I'm flying across the ocean, the altitude is constantly 0, right?
But how?
Trust me, I'm getting to my point here. Just stick with me. You'll understand.
Okay.
All right. So now the airplane is flying from here all the way across the ocean, and they're flying at a constant, we'll say 30,000 feet, right?
Right.
So what's that 30,000 feet in relation to?
What is the 30,000 feet in relation to?
Yep. Is it in relation to, something out here in space? Is it in relation to something over here? What's it in relation to?
To space, I guess.
Oh, no, actually, it says 30,000 feet above sea level. So if sea level is the same.
That's still within the atmosphere.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, you're right. It's still in the atmosphere. So I'm flying along. I'm flying 30,000 feet above the Earth, staying at 30,000 feet all the way around, right? So okay. I'm not like, as pilots would like to say, you think that the airplane is going to be flying along, and instead of going around the curvature of the Earth, you think the airplane's going to keep doing this, right?
It's a straight flight. That's how airplanes fly. They fly across a straight plane. They don't follow a curve.
All right, hang on. I'm going to turn off my background so this works better here.
They don't fly over a curve, man.
Turn this stupid thing off.
And I took some flights.
Right. This works better now. All right, hang on. We're getting here. I'm gonna keep working with you till you understand this concept. So here we got the globe, the airplane. Yeah. What happens in reality is the airplane's gonna follow the curvature of the Earth, and I'll explain why in a minute. But if the airplane didn't follow the curvature of the Earth, in your view, you think the airplane's gonna do this?
Yeah, it's gonna fly off, bro.
It's gonna fly off into space?
Yeah. If you don't follow the curve.
Okay, hang on. All right. So here's my airplane at 30,000 feet. So now, in your view, I'm going to keep flying off into space. Now I'm at 40,000 feet. I'm at 50,000 feet. I'm at 60. I'm at 70. Oh, I'm an astronaut. Do you think it's possible for this little airplane to fly off and go higher and higher and higher and higher as you're claiming out in outer space?
Well, I know that's not possible. Of course, before you get to outer space, your plane is going to fail. Your plane is going to. Right. But this is the most important thing about that. If you don't follow the curve, you're going to crash out.
Why?
But if you do, I'm saying if you don't follow the curve, you're gonna fall off into space, supposedly, right?
How am I going to do that?
If you don't follow
rocket engines on the back of my little plane?
Huh?
Am I going to put some rocket engines on the back of my little plane so it can fly up into space?
No, you don't. But I'm just saying, just hear me out. Even if you do follow the curve, man, eventually the plane is going to be almost inverted.
Why? Which way's down right there? Right there, which way's down?
Right, but just look how the plane is flying, man.
No. Which way's down? Where your airplane's out right now, which way's down?
This way.
So why? It's not upside down, is it?
It's getting there.
No, it's not upside down.
Get there.
Which way's down? Which way's down?
Get there, Rob. Come on, Rob.
Oh, which way's down?
I know which way is down.
Then why are you claiming it's upside down?
Man, listen, man. Even with that, it makes no sense, Rob.
No, you're not making sense. Here's the airplane. Is the airplane sideways right here?
Okay, land that airplane in Antarctica for me.
All right. It's kind of hard because the stupid stands in the way, but all right, there it is.
That makes sense.
Airplane upside down.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Which way is
down? The plane is upside down.
No, it's not. Which way's down? Come on, man. We're gonna keep hammering this ticket.
We know which way is down. We know down.
Yeah, down's this way, right?
But come on, man. We're not finna act like that plane not upside down, though.
No. If you're standing here and you're looking at the airplane, yeah, it's upside down. But if you're here, say you're standing, are you looking at the bottom of the plane or top of the plane?
Man, that plane destroyed.
No, If you're standing in Antarctica, are you looking at the bottom of the plane or the top of the plane? Which one?
You looking at the top of the plane.
No, look at the bottom of the plane right here. At the bottom.
How is this possible?
All right. Now they're looking at the airplane. They look at the top of the plane or the bottom of the plane.
The plane didn't land like that. It can't.
No, but answer the question. Are they looking at the top of the plane or the bottom of the plane?
The top.
All right. That's because the airplane's upside down in Antarctica. Put him back this way. He's now right side up.
It's right side up.
That's right side up because down is this way. He's not upside down. If he's here, he's not upside. He's not sideways because down is towards the middle of the earth. You admitted that.
Let me know in the chat if that makes sense to y'all, man, because it don't make sense.
All right, everybody in the chat, does that make sense to you?
Let me know if that makes sense, man. Like, honestly, look at that.
I'll give a report.
You can't see the obvious. The flirt can mock himself. Upside down planes, good stuff.
I'll make a poll.
Yes. Which way's down?
This don't make sense. I know which way is down, but this is
and why are you claiming it's upside down?
Listen. This is all stuff, right? That led me to believe the Earth is flat, because something like that, it just doesn't make sense to me.
You're saying that your basic misunderstanding of which way is up and down led you to flat Earth?
No, I knew which way was up and down on Earth.
But you obviously don't, because you keep claiming the airplane's upside down.
I didn't. Now I know. Now I know that that's a lie. I know. I now know. I can't be convinced about that.
Hang on 1 second.
So Mark,
that just makes no sense.
Mark, it is just by watching the live chat. Everybody says it makes sense to them. I have a poll that I'll inform you on the result of the poll after it's done.
Right.
So,
that's fine. That's fine. I mean, if it makes sense to them, that's hey. But seeing that, if you can honestly look at that and say that makes sense to you, I can't argue with that. But me seeing that and being a Glober for 28 years, that made no sense to me. I'm sorry.
Just let you know, Mark, there's about 470 people watching us right now.
Oh, cool. What's up, y'all? Yeah, flat Earth. Flat. Stay flat, everybody.
Yeah. So I'm just going to I'm not going to ask you that anymore, but down, towards the middle,
Right, all right.
Not upside down, not upside down, not upside down. Upside down.
Because that's
upside down.
That's crazy, man. So the plane would have to invert itself to land there?
What? No, it's not inverted. It's right side up. That is right side up.
On a globe, that's right side up.
Exactly, because we live on a globe.
Globe, that's right side up, even though it's underneath it?
Yep, because down is that way. All right.
Man, that's magic.
I'm gonna explain this really quick, just so that we don't have to waste tons of time on it, because everybody else has already heard this before. When the airplane, hang on, when the airplane takes off and it's climbing in altitude, we already satisfied that the higher you go, the thinner the air gets, right?
Right.
All right. So the airplane gets up to say 35,000 feet. They want to cruise. They adjust the trim on the aircraft, which this little airplane doesn't have it. There's a little adjustment on the tail of the aircraft that basically makes the airplane maintain whatever that pressure is at 30,000 feet is what they trim the aircraft to. So it's going to automatically maintain that pressure altitude that's at 30,000 feet above sea level. So as the airplane is flying along, if in your view it can try to go straight and go higher up, the air gets thinner. So for the amount of trim and power you have, it's automatically going to make the airplane going to automatically adjust and maintain that pressure altitude. So that's why there's no the pilot is going there pushing the nose over, because the airplane is going to reach its equilibrium. Hang on, let me finish explaining. Then you can ask the question.
Go ahead.
The airplane, once it's trimmed for that pressure altitude, will automatically maintain that pressure altitude. It won't climb, it won't descend. It's going to automatically maintain that. So, and since that pressure altitude is at, say, 30,000 feet above the Earth, it's going to automatically follow it. So go ahead and ask.
Okay. So if it's curvature, right? Yeah, I've seen experiments from, you know who this, and what's his name? It's a black guy. He's a flat earther. I forgot his name.
Not the guy who drinks his own piss, is it?
Ooh, gross.
I don't know.
Allegedly, Dave.
No, not him. Not him. But he actually took a spirit level on the flight.
Oh, I remember that one.
That's D Marble.
D Marble. That's it. D Marble. That's my guy.
That was hilarious.
I like him, right? So he actually, I've seen, he took a spirit level on the plane, right? Now, I'm not gonna say like, I'm not gonna authenticate the video myself or whatever. But from what I gathered and what I saw, it seems legit. But he took a spirit level on the plane and it remained level the whole flight. It remained level the whole flight. He did a time lapse and everything.
All right. So
you saw it, right?
Okay, yeah, we did. It was hilarious. So first of all, most airplanes, with the exception of very few, will fly along not perfectly level. They actually have what's about 1 or 2 degrees of a little bit of positive angle of attack.
Here and there.
So his level would be in that anyways. So remember what I said. So hang on, let me find this.
It was a straight flight, man. No.
Hang on.
The level never deviated.
Yep. As it shouldn't. So I'm going to share my screen out again real fast here.
It should if it's following curvature.
Hang on. I'll explain why. So we have lift, which is making the airplane go up. The weight of the aircraft is making it go down. Thrust is obviously making it go forward, and drag is making it slow down. So remember what I talked about at I'll stop sharing again for a second. So we got lift up, drag down. Lift is always going to be up in relation to the earth, right?
Okay.
So and then here's let's just say, I wish I had a spirit level to kind of experiment or show you this, but so let's just say the airplane's got the spirit level, it's now level. So if the airplane is going around the earth, and we're sitting right here.
Okay.
Which way, I'm gonna ask this question again.
Okay.
Which way's down?
Towards the center.
All right. So here we have our spirit level sitting right here. If down is straight down towards the north, where's the bubble gonna be?
The bubble should be leaning.
I'm gonna move it this way. So again, down that way.
Right.
Where's the bubble gonna be?
But you see what you just did? Earth.
I am. Just answer the question, and I'll explain why.
Maneuver.
Hang on. Answer the question. Wait, where's the bubble gonna be?
Now it's gonna be leveled because
you're right. Okay. All right. Okay. So you made it down. It's that way, right?
Yeah.
All right. Down is still that way, right?
That's not leveled though.
Why not?
That's not gonna be leveled because you can clearly see that it's unleveled.
So what is the spirit level measuring?
It's measuring if something is perfectly horizontal.
Yeah, no, but what is it actually measuring? What is that bubble measuring? And remember that go outside the level. Go outside the level. What is making that little bubble go back and forth?
Rigidity in space.
No, that'd be a gyro. Try again.
I was seeing if you was. Hey, that's funny. You good. You good. I give you that.
All right. So you got the. Hang on.
Okay. I don't know. You good though. I tried to pull the.
But that's kind of the point though. Is you make all of these statements that you don't really understand how it works.
But what you did right there was you rotated space to, conform to what you wanted.
Right. So here's our spirit level. That little bubble is always going to be, I guess because you like up and down. It's always going to be, if the Earth is down. Here, I'm going to do this way. Hang on. So
it's just simply
down this way, right?
Our level. That's
and
it.
Sky. I need some blue. Sky is this way, right? Oh, come on, you stupid. Why? That's not what I want. Okay, sky that way, Earth that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, we go back. We go back.
I already see you.
Which way is ground? Which way is sky?
Ground, sky.
So if you had the level sitting on the airplane, what's it going to be doing?
Yeah, if the plane is like that, it's going to be leveled.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be leveled, right?
Yeah. So
but look at the plane.
what about it? Where the airplane is at, it's flying level. It's not doing this. If it was doing that, it means it's climbing. If it's doing that, it means it's descending. Where the airplane is at over the earth is level.
Matter of fact, I spoke too soon. That's not going to be level. Actually,
Why not?
that's not going to be level
Why?
because levels measure things horizontal.
Yeah. So the airplane from this point in space over the earth, the airplane is perpendicular to the earth. Yes or no?
Right. It's vertical though.
I'm sorry, parallel. It's so the airplane is the airplane parallel with the earth there or not?
Yes, the airplane is parallel. Yes.
All right. So why is it not level?
Because levels don't work like that.
Then explain how it works, because obviously you already said you don't know. So
If you have a level, right, and
Yeah.
you turn the level sideways, the bubbles are going to rise.
Yeah.
The
So
bubbles in the level are going to rise.
all right, I agree. So which way's up?
So again,
Come on, man. Come on, man. We've done this how many
this
times
is
now?
down. This is down. This
Yep.
is up.
That's up. So
Right.
if I got my glasses case, that's my level. Is that going to be level or not?
No, absolutely.
Why? Which way's up?
Because it's vertical.
Which way's up?
We know which way is up.
All right, man. We go back to this. Yeah, I think you are being a Poe right now, but
I'm not.
I don't want to fight that.
That makes no sense. The level will have to be vertical.
All right, we're gonna move on to something more fun. This is boring.
Parallel, which
All
is
right.
vertically.
Yeah, let's find your next flirtism here. Give me a second here. So we already kind of talked about gravity a whole bunch, and you think that let's just take the example because you posted the silly meme of, gravity is so strong it holds the ocean, but then a bird can still fly. Why can a bird fly?
A bird should not be able. Okay, we got gravity, right? The visible force is constantly pulling everything to the earth.
That's for
Constantly.
everybody. Here's your post.
Gravitational pull is constant. It never stops.
Correct.
It never stops. It's holding all the oceans into place.
Yep.
It's holding buildings, skyscrapers.
Everything. We're in total agreement. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I forgot one. It's keeping penguins down there upside down.
All right, keep it going.
Okay.
Come on. What's the problem with the bird?
A bird should not be able to fly with all that gravitational pull.
Why?
Because gravity is this force is so strong.
Why do you think it's so strong?
It would have to be to keep all this water contained to a sphere, man, to keep everything contained to Earth, just everything stuck, just glued to the Earth.
What makes a bird fly? What makes an airplane fly?
So you think gravity doesn't have to be that has to be this tremendous force?
No, it doesn't. Gravity is actually one of the weaker forces. Magnetism's stronger. There's a lot of forces that are stronger than gravity. But gravity is affected by mass. But let's finish this thought. Why is the bird, what makes the bird fly? Same thing with an airplane. What makes it fly?
When I was a glober, I believed that birds fly because of airlift and aerodynamic, all whatever uplift winds from the man. That has nothing to do with this force constantly pulling you, man. Things like mosquito. Just think of a mosquito for one.
All right.
You know what a little fruit fly is?
Yeah.
A fruit fly can just fly away willing freely.
How much mass does a fruit fly have?
Things like that should never be able to happen. Gravitational.
How much mass does a fruit fly have?
Not that much.
Exactly. So they have got almost no mass because it's super, super, super tiny.
Right.
Which means they're not affected as much by gravity as an ocean.
Why wouldn't it be subject to gravity?
So tell me what happens let's just pretend this is your bird. Bird's flying along, and all of a sudden the bird just tucks his wings in, and stops flapping his wing. What happens?
The bird is gonna descend.
Why? It's still a bird. Why did he descend?
Wing, because it stopped flapping its wings. It stopped forward motion. It
All right,
stopped
so
its forward.
all right, okay. So he stopped flapping his wings, so he stopped producing what?
Stop forward motion. That's
what did he stop producing?
Momentum.
Remember the 4 forces of flight a little bit ago? What was the one that was going up?
You said what was the one that going up?
4 forces of flight. Remember what they were?
4 forces of, I don't.
Yeah, so lift, weight, thrust, drag. So lift is what makes you go up. Weight is what makes you go down.
I understand that.
All right, so when the bird is flying along, he's producing lift because he's flapping his wings.
Right.
So he's counteracting gravity by producing lift. If the bird stops flapping his wings, especially if he tucks it in, what's going to happen to the bird?
Okay. So what about balloons?
Oh, let's finish the bird, then we'll go to balloons. What
Bird.
happens to the bird when he stops producing lift?
I told you it's going to descend.
All right, so it's the same bird, has the exact same. Hang on, let me finish my thought. It's the same bird. He's got the same mass, the same density, because you know, say a lot of others are saying it's not gravity, it's density. Well, the bird's the same density, but all of a sudden, as soon as he stops producing lift, bird falls down because he's not producing lift anymore.
If so, that's gravity, right? It's gravity pulling the bird down.
There you go. Very good.
Okay, so now check this out. If that's gravity pulling the bird down, right? So why don't these birds smack into the ground?
Because they're producing lift when they flap their wings.
So when they, right before they hit the ground, they create another tremendous force of lift to stop the gravitational pull from smacking them into the ground.
Why is it a tremendous force?
Because it will have to be.
Why?
Rob, you know how big oceans is?
All right.
You know how big
Let's say it's a 5-pound goose, right?
Exactly.
So the 5-pound goose is flying along and he's producing 5 pounds of lift to counteract its weight, right? So is the goose just basically going to go, but then all of a sudden pull up and land, or is he going to go coasting, land, right?
It makes no sense, man.
No. That's answer the question. Is he dive bombing and then this all of a sudden stopping and hitting the ground, or is he coasting down and then landing?
No, but you say if they stop flapping his wings, right?
Yeah, but they don't stop flapping their wings. They'll put their wings out, so they're still producing lift because they've got their wings out, and they're coming down. So what they're doing, and the same thing with an airplane. Let's say this airplane weighs, 2,000 pounds. So when I'm flying along, I'm producing 2,000 pounds of lift, keeping me level. When I want to land, what I'm going to do?
You're gonna go down?
I'm going to start slowing down, first of all.
Yeah.
So when I slow down, I'm going to stop producing as much lift. So maybe I'm only producing, 1,800 pounds of lift instead of 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, but
hang on, let me finish, and then I'll answer your question. So I'm not producing as much lift, so I'm not going to just down. I'm going to slowly start losing altitude. I'm going to be descending. I'm going to keep descending at a slow speed until I eventually touch down the runway and I roll out. I'm doing that because all I'm doing is reducing the amount of lift that I have to make a slow and steady descent to actually land on the ground. I'm not doing a dive bomb. I'm not crashing in the ground. I'm just reducing my lift to make a soft touchdown. And the exact same thing with the bird.
Yeah, so so you say like when eagles soar, for example, eagles soaring, right?
Love eagles.
Eagles soaring.
Yep.
Just because they catch those wind currents, they can soar a while.
Long time, yep.
But I don't think that would be possible with all this gravitational pull, man.
Why not? Are their wings producing lift or not?
They're not really. They're riding currents. So
yeah, that current. So
when that bird is just sailing freely.
So how does the hang glider work? It's not flapping.
It's unbothered by
Hang
any
on.
gravity. It's unbothered.
Oh no, it's bothered How does the hang glider work? Hang on.
See, you're not letting me talk.
I know where you're trying to go here. Let's take a hang glider that's got no motors. All it is the basic kind of kite-looking thingy, and they can go fly out there and with no motor, no forward, no thrust pushing them forward, and they can ride those currents and kind of bounce around like the eagle. They're still producing lift. So equate that to your eagle. So the eagle's only staying up there because he's got air pushing up from underneath.
Okay, so you know this is possible too, right? You can take a balloon, you can perfectly fill it up with helium, and you can fill it up with regular air from your mouth, carbon dioxide, and you that perfect mixture make the balloon just float and levitate in the air.
Yeah, that's cool. Yep. So when you do that,
no gravitational pull.
Hang on. We're gonna go there. Let's talk about that for a second. So when you take a helium balloon, just pure helium, and you let go and it floats up.
Right.
What's the difference in the content of what's in the balloon versus what's outside the balloon? What's the difference in density? Is helium more dense or less dense than the air outside?
It's less dense.
Exactly. So that's why it floats up, because now you've got less dense air. There's more dense air underneath it. So that's pushing, that's doing this, and then the balloon goes up.
There's gravitational pull still.
Okay, great. So let's take your example of you've created a mixed balloon, which contains helium and normal air. So what you've done is you've created a balloon that's just about the exact same density as the surrounding air. You've created it's basically the same thing as the airplane that gets trimmed out.
I created a balloon that should have been pulled down by gravitational pull.
Why?
Because gravity is this constant force pulling things down. So if you take it like that balloon that's just how can something like that just levitate and sit in the air? I've seen this happen.
How does an airplane just sit in the air?
Because it has an engine.
No, it sits in the air because it's been at the same amount of lift as weight.
No. If you cut that engine off, what's going to happen? You're going to stall.
Now the weight of the airplane is going to take over.
You're going to stall, exactly.
Right. So all you did was take a balloon and make it neutrally buoyant. Have you ever scuba dived before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you should try it. It's awesome. But one of the basic things, I've been scuba diving, 25, 30 years, something like that. It makes me feel old. So when you scuba dive, you're wearing something called a BCD, and it's called a buoyancy control device.
Right. I know what that is.
I'll show you what it looks like. So the reason we wear a BCD is so that we can adjust the amount of buoyancy that we have when we're underwater. Right. Do you know if you go underwater, how far down do you have to go? Because the further you go in water, you ever look on the pool and you try to swim to the bottom and your ears start popping.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it does that because the further you go down, the higher the pressure gets.
Right.
So every 33 feet you go underwater, you're doubling the amount of atmospheric pressure. So what this little buoyancy control device does is, say I go down to 50 feet. Without this guy, my body would be either trying to sink or it would be trying to climb back up again, depending on what my buoyancy is. Right. So I add and subtract a little bit of air into the vest until I get to the point I'm neutrally buoyant, and I will just hover there at 50 feet. Make sense?
Right.
That's what you did. That's what you did with your balloon.
That's a whole different ballpark when you're in water.
No, the exact same thing.
Huh?
Is air a fluid?
You said it's air a fluid? No, it's a gas.
No, but it still has the properties of a fluid. And this is probably something that Mike could probably explain better than I do, but it's it's not a very dense fluid, but it still acts the exact same way as a fluid. And all you've done in that balloon is created one that's neutrally buoyant for that, say 5 feet above the ground. All you did was you adjusted the amount of air to make it neutrally buoyant for the altitude. The same thing with a hot air balloon. A hot air balloon works the exact same way. So instead of adjusting the mixture. Sorry, go ahead.
I know what I did, but gravity still should have pulled that balloon down.
So it is the exact same thing with a hot air balloon, where in your case, you mix the amount of helium versus normal air. how does the hot air balloon just sit there and hover? What are they adjusting to control that?
Pressure from the hot air.
And not, it's actually more the temperature.
Not pressure, but
yeah, yeah. So if the air gets hotter, what happens to the density of the air?
it moves out.
No, if it gets less dense.
It gets less dense.
Yeah, so the hot air is less dense than the cool air around it. So if they want to go up, they increase the temperature of the air. If they want to go down, they'll pull the little thing on top and let cold air in. So it's the exact same principle as your balloon, but instead of using the type of air in their balloon, they're using temperature adjuster buoyancy. So that's all you did, was adjust buoyancy.
But my point was gravity still should have pulled that balloon down.
No, because buoyancy still exists.
Because people say, well, the reason why the helium balloon still rises is because of the helium. It's because it's pure helium.
It's less dense than the air around it. That's why a helium balloon rises.
So, well, that's what most Globers say when people hit them with that. Why does balloon float? That's what they say. It's because the helium. It's whatever the helium does, something creates magic.
Every Glober will agree that buoyancy is a force, is a thing.
Right, density and buoyancy. I agree.
Yep. So nobody disagrees that buoyancy is a thing. All you did was demonstrate neutral buoyancy. That's it. A simple concept. All right, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna throw it back in your court for a minute because we have about 40 minutes or so left before Mike's gonna get ready for his next one. So throw another one at me. Your turn.
Okay. Well, another thing with water. Man, water always finds its level.
Yep.
Bingo.
Right?
Yep.
Water always finds its level.
Yep. All right.
Now, explain to me, right? How you guys are getting this curve, man, with this. I don't.
Okay, let's talk about. We're going to go back to our little globe here in a second. So remember we talked about the oceans?
Exactly.
So if you said, I have this lake, and you measure the altitude at one end of the lake, and you measure the altitude at the other end of the lake, and all the points in the middle. Let's pretend there's no waves or anything. So the altitude of that lake all the way across, let's say it's your 500 feet above sea level. What's the altitude on one end or the other?
I have no clue.
Well, water's always level, right?
Repeat that question for me.
All right. You have a lake. Let's say the lake is 50 miles long.
Okay.
You measure the altitude at one end of the lake and the altitude at the other end of the lake. What's the altitude at the two different sides of the lake?
I have no clue.
Well, if water is always level, wouldn't it be the same on both ends?
That's what I'm saying. But what level that is, I don't know. All I know, man, listen, water, you never see water curve.
Dude, let me try it one more time. If water is level, it basically means along the entire stretch of the lake, at every point, it's going to be at the same height, right?
No, see, you're speaking on, let's take, for example, let's take a long bow, right? And let's put all type of, let's make a bumpy type of groove. If you fill that water up, I don't care what's down there or how bumpy or what's in its way, it's always gonna find its level and it's always gonna remain flat. I don't care if it's at an angle, if you tilt something this way or if you tilt something this way, the water is always gonna remain level.
Yeah. So go back
Why
to
is that?
Go back
Why
to
is that?
What's the altitude up here?
Why does that happen? Why don't I see water behave like the spear shows me? But I see it behave. Behave like the flat Earth model every day. Yeah.
You're ignoring the point.
I know.
You're ignoring
it. It's just always finds its level. You're never gonna see water behave like that.
All right. So water's always level. How do tides happen?
You say how do tides happen?
Huh? It's always level, right?
Yeah.
I've been in places where the water goes up and down 10 feet depending on the time of the day, and it basically is surging out in the sea and surging back, but it's always level, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter which the high tide or low tide. Each tide is still going to be level.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or where's all that water going when it goes out?
Listen, I don't have all the answers. I've only been looking into tides and but on the flat Earth model, I only researched that a little bit. But what I do know is tides has that.
Water's not level.
So you saying the tides create curvature?
No, I'm saying the tides prove water's not always level like you guys claim. Water is affected by forces.
So it takes
the forces could be
water out of the bowl, and add it back. It doesn't deviate much. It just deviates the amount of water.
Because you're looking at something that big. You're not looking at an Earth. You're looking at something. If you try to calculate how much curvature am I going to have a bowl of water that big? No, you're not going to. You're going to have more curvature from surface tension of the water than you're going to have from the curvature of the Earth.
But
we're not talking about a little tiny thing.
It's the basic principle. It's still the same. It's still the same principle. Yeah.
Well, basic principle is your Earth is 25,000 miles around. You're not going to like compare it to a little tiny bowl of water where you're looking at 2 feet of water. You're looking at what we're trying to go to before we move on.
It's just a smaller scale. That's all.
No, it's not. It's totally different.
But you can create. But listen. But you can create a small bubble, right?
Yep.
And represent it as a spinning Earth.
Yep. All right, we're going to move on to our next one because I want to make sure we cover all this stuff before we run out.
You gotta take it. You gotta take it if you want to give it.
Can we do just one more? Because the audience has a few comments and stuff too.
Sure. All right.
If that's
we're
okay.
going to go to a big one here.
All right.
Let's see here. Share again. Mark's gonna love this one because we went over this in chat for quite a while.
What? Oh man, what is it?
Yep. All right. So here we have. This was taken when I was on vacation. God, how many years ago? This was 4 years ago. This was in Jamaica. I had the advantage that the resort actually sat on a hill, so I could get multiple vantage points of height. So I was actually up at our room. If I jump way back here, kind of starting from it's up at our room. So this is viewing the ship from, I'd guess, maybe 70 feet above the water. Taking the trusty Bud Earther P900. I zoomed all the way on the ship. I'm like, wow, that looks like a pretty good target. So you see that much of the ship from about 70 feet above the water. So here I'm going to jump ahead. I'm walking down the stairs. I'm taking the elevator down. I'm going down. Let's see here. I'm not quite there yet.
That boat is
down to the
on.
beach. Okay, I'm on the beach. And now we're going to take that exact same distance. I haven't traveled to another part of the island. And I made the video continuous because I didn't want any publishers saying that I was editing it. So there's maximum P900 zoom. And I can't see most of that ship that's missing. So same distance, no difference in distance. The only difference is that I've gone from 70 feet above the water to standing on the beach. So say the camera is 5 feet above the beach, above the water. So where did the rest of the boat go?
Where's the rest of the boat? You said, where's the rest of the boat?
Where's the rest of the boat? Why can't we see it? Remember, let me go back.
You can see most of it.
Hang on, no, there it is.
Oh, you ain't supposed to see none of that shit, actually.
Hang on, there's most of the boat. You can see all of that amount of the boat. I'm gonna screen cap there real fast. Come here. There we go. So there it is. There's most of the boat.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna drop this out of the way for a second, and now we're gonna jump way ahead here. Come on. Oops, I'm going up again there. Come on. There we go. So now we're zooming in. Same camera. The only difference is now I'm only 5 feet above the water. Let me bring this over. Where did the rest of the boat go?
Where did the rest of the boat? The rest of the boat, what you mean? It's in the water.
No. So did the boat sink from the few minutes it took me to walk from upstairs downstairs?
No, you switch perspective, man. You got a higher viewing point from when you were up higher, from when you were lower. Which
makes sense on the globe.
No, it makes actually. You're not even supposed to see that boat right now if Earth had curvature.
How do you know? How far away is the boat?
Because the distance, you seem pretty far away.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You said I seem pretty far away, but I wasn't smart enough to remember to look it up and see exactly how far away the boat was. So we don't know. That's an unknown.
Right. But here's the thing: when you zoomed out, whenever that boat zoomed out, you didn't see the boat at all.
All right, let's try that. Hang on. So you just made a claim. Let's start. Right now we're looking at this much of the boat. We're going to put that in a screen cap here. Come on, open. There we go. So we got a screen cap. I'm going to slowly start backing up. Let's see here. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to go ahead and grab that guy again. And I'm going to bring it into, just so it's full disclosure, we'll bring in the paint, we'll put it in there, and then we're going to zoom in on it. Oh, that's really crappy, but you can essentially, God, it's really horrible. Hang on, let me go just a couple seconds further in, because I want it to be something valid. All right, so that's kind of, there we go, that's a little better. So we're still pretty far out.
Zoom all the way out.
Oh yeah, certainly if I zoom all the way out, then it's going to be super, super tiny and we just won't be able to see it. But what I want to do...
No, it's that boat is supposed to be behind curvature. Usually when those boats out there disappear like that, they say that's the boat disappearing over the curve.
Yeah.
But clearly...
We don't know how far... Oh, darn it.
It's far enough for there to be a significant amount of curvature.
Hang on. So... copy, go back to paint again. There we go. So I'll zoom back in again. So are we seeing any more of the top of the boat there than we were before? We're not. So no matter how much I zoom in on that boat, none of it's ever going to come back. So the whole fallacy of just zoom in on it, it'll come back, never ever happened.
It did. Zoom in on it. Play the video.
Okay. So I'm zooming in. Does any more of that ship ever come back than I saw from before? And the answer is no. So from this point where I first started to see it, I'm right here. Does any of the ship, any more of it actually come up other than what we already saw from way back?
Go back more.
So go back more. It's like I'm all the way back to the point that, you know, I don't, all I saw was kind of a white speck on the horizon.
Right. You don't see nothing.
I'm zooming in.
You don't see nothing right.
At no point am I seeing any more of the ship. All I'm doing is taking the part I already saw and making it bigger. It never brought any more of the ship back. Never.
Well, let me show you a video where it did.
I'm gonna have one more point before we move on.
Okay.
Because let me go back to our conversation earlier in the week, and I kind of showed you some basic lame stick figures I did. So I showed you this is what it'd be like on the globe, where if I'm standing on the beach, I can only see the top of the boat. If I go raise my perspective, now I can see more of it. And you said on a globe, yeah, I suppose you're right. They said, well, this is flat Earth, so it doesn't matter if I'm standing on the beach or standing up high. I'm still going to see most of the boat. And you're like, yep, looks right to me. So when we were looking at this, you agreed with what I'm saying, that on flat Earth, you should be able to see all the boat like that.
You just said, right, that you were down. Of course, you're going to see, it's going to be some difference in the what you.
That's not some difference. That's a hell of a difference.
If you go 70 feet from 5 feet, of course, if you're down here closer to the surface of the water level, of course you're not gonna see the entire ship until you can zoom in on the ship more.
Why? What's blocking the view of the ship on flat Earth? There's the diagram you agreed with.
Your eyes can only see so far.
Now,
Your
that's
eyes
why I
can
have a
only-
cool camera like a P900. So that
Right.
way it enhances my
So-
eyes.
And if with a P90 or with 900, you can bring entire ships back into view.
Hang on. I'm not lying. Here it is.
I got
the Vault,
videos,
it's a P900. It max zoom.
I got videos of this happening.
What?
I got videos of this happening, man.
Yeah, I saw your little video where you took somebody's video where they zoomed in on a little tiny boat bouncing up and down the waves.
No, I've
Wasn't
showed,
actually beyond the horizon. So
I've
you
showed
promised
bigger.
us.
I've showed small, medium, and large.
You promised us about a week or so ago that you're going to take your camera and go reproduce what I did. Have you done that yet?
I'm not. I'm still in Indianapolis. I can tag my location, but when I get back home to Milwaukee, definitely. My equipment should be already there probably within a day or two after I get back. So yeah, that's something that I'm definitely gonna do. It's cheap. I can easily do it. So that's easy to do.
We're gonna hold you to that one because as you saw,
I'm
as
listening.
I demonstrated, no matter what amount of zoom you do, it never comes back.
Listen, if I had any intentions on not doing this, I would not have said it, man. I'm a man of my word.
Yeah. So I mean, just one last time, do you at least agree that no amount of zoom brought that ship back?
Yeah, the ship was brought back.
No, the top of the ship was brought back. No amount of the other part of the ship ever came back.
Listen,
Come on, let's be honest here. There's above.
I'm being completely honest. Most of the ship was brought back when none of it should have been brought back.
No, none of the ship that we weren't already seeing from that height came back. None of it. We don't see any of this stuff down here. None. Yes or no?
So are you telling me that ship wasn't supposed to be seen at all if there was curvature?
Yes, there is. It wasn't that far out. You don't know how far out. You're just making an assumption because that fits your agenda. You want to suppose that it's so far away you wouldn't see it at all. But you don't know how far away it was. I don't know how far away it was.
It's far enough where I can see.
How do you know?
You know how you can look like, let's say you're standing from real far away, right? From, let's say, the Empire State Building. I don't care really how far you is. You're going to still know that's the Empire State Building, and you're going to be able to see it from far away.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't know as well as I don't know how far away that ship was. So we can't do the calculation. All we know is that the flat earther claimed that you just zoom back in on it, it'll come back. Just proven wrong. That was proven wrong. We don't know how far away it is. And we know.
Can you zoom out all the way out once so I can see how far it actually is?
Yeah, sure. That's so zoomed all the way out.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The boat is
keep it right there. Where is this boat?
Right there. You probably can't see it on your phone because your phone screen is so tiny, but the boat is right there.
No.
Right above the cursor.
The boat ain't nowhere in sight.
Not on your little tiny phone screen. Mike, can you see the boat up there?
Do your zoom magic on there.
Mike, can you see the boat?
Do your little zoom thing.
Hang on.
Hold on. Let me look at
right above the cursor.
There's no boat.
Yes, I do see it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You just can't see it on your iPhone screen, Mark. It's too tiny.
Put your zoom thing. You know how you highlight it and zoom like you did? Do that. Do that to that whole little area right there.
It's gonna distort like crazy, but yeah, I'm sure I'll do it.
Yeah, we not finna let this.
There it is.
Oh man, it's horrible.
Okay.
Right
no,
there.
That's it. You see the boat right there.
I can see it a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, paint sucks. But yeah, it's right there. That white dot is the boat.
I can see it a little bit.
Yeah.
But man, wow. That
I can tell you with my own eyes, I can see a lot better than what you're seeing in the camera.
Okay, so listen, right? So you know there's supposed to be some curvature. That's far. You know that, right?
Yeah, there is curvature. That's why we only see that much of the boat because of the curvature of the earth.
Man, from that far, you don't supposed to see none of that.
If the earth was flat, you'd see all the boat down to the waterline, except for maybe some waves.
No,
but I can tell you, since we just come back from scuba diving, the waves are only like maybe 2 feet. So I've heard people trying to claim water mountains and 20-foot waves hiding the boat, but no, there weren't that many waves.
You see your eyes seeing the vanishing. You have a vanishing point. So
Yeah, that's why I have a cool P900 to zoom in and extend that vanishing point. All right, looks like it was funny. I don't know if Mike stopped my Zoom, but I'm going to turn over to Mike for a minute. Let him let the people ask you some questions.
All right. Well, we got some questions from the audience. If you're okay with that, Mark and Robert. All right. I'll go over a couple things here. Dave Kircher says, "Thank Titicaca, it's Tunes Day." Siggy Sigwald gifted a total of 70 memberships. Thank you for that. Kentucky Jerk said, sent you a message on Facebook. "I want to thank you for re-educating me on science I have forgotten and educating me on new things." You're welcome. Siggy Sigwald for 666, I think, Argentinian somethings.
Cool.
Said Hail Sagan. IC Spin says, "I think Siggy Sigwald gifted me my membership for this post, so thanks to him and all others who have gifted me subs over the years for MC Toon." All right, I think we have... All right, David Brock says, "Not to be pedantic," he has earned this, though, says, "but describing the Earth as pear-shaped was first put forward by the father of satellite geodesy, J.A. O'Keefe, in 1959, not Neil deGrasse Tyson."
J.A.
I did
O'Keefe.
repeat it, though. Yeah.
J.A. O'Keefe in 1959. So the father of satellite geodesy. And David Brock is a surveyor instructor. So he professor at a university. So he does know that topic pretty well. So, all right. Siggy Sigwald, this is for you, Mark. He says, "Show me water sticking to a ball is the dumbest straw man argument of all." It even rhymes.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Well, my response to that is, if he can show me a experiment on a rather larger scale than a few drops of water, I'll give that to him.
I think what you should realize is that if you're demanding that type of experiment, then that you should also have the same type of an analogous experiment for flat Earth ready to go.
Fact.
So, for example,
Exactly.
a diorama of the flat Earth with water in it and a dome over it, where you can hold it sideways and the water sticks to the downward portion of it, and you hold it upside down by our reference frame, have the water stick to what is the bottom of it. Can you do that? Work on that one. I'll leave that as an exercise left to you. Many Karen says, "Mark Wright, not all flirts believe the same things. Also, Mark Wright, flat Earth is consistent."
It's consistent.
IC Spin says, "Robert, go back to the inmates in Antarctica. Did you have that sign? You got to send that sign."
I
We gotta get that.
I promise. It's in my phone. I just got to dig through a lot of pictures.
All right, Robert, you gather that and then send it to me, because I gotta. But yeah, I'm sure you'll post it in the Facebook group.
Listen, Mike. I'm sorry to cut you off, but listen. When I saw the picture, I was like, "This can't be real."
Probably because it's not.
It looks. Hey, it's a few other signs they had out there too. But go ahead.
Well, certainly people in Antarctica have a bit of a sense of humor. You'd have to spend that much time in a place like that. I live in Minnesota, and my goodness, I would not do that. Anyway, IC Spin says, 8 years of flat Earth, no chance you have these arguments. So he's claiming that you're a Poe, and so we did the poll on whether or not you're a Poe, and
what's exactly a Poe? I'm not
a Poe that references Poe's law. That would be that at the certain ridiculous level of claims of any reality denier, that the people that are so far into reality denying that you can't distinguish them from somebody that is intentionally being as ridiculous as possible, as a way of like being funny or satire. So the people that are like, let me think of the most ridiculous and unrealistic flat Earth argument ever, and then they put that forward, and That's the same argument that the actual flat earthers come in with. So you can't tell them apart. But generally when people say Poe, they're claiming that you are the one making fake arguments, that you don't actually believe it. You're just saying it for some, because you enjoy saying it, because you want to play a part, because something. So about 55% thought that you're a Poe.
All I can say to that is, hey, stay flat, man. I don't have an argument for what other people's perception of me. I know what I know. I know this is something I've been spending a lot of hours.
That, for reference, that is like word for word for what the well-known flat earther Flat Out said. Right. So I hope you're all keeping it flat, he would say.
Yeah.
So, yep. All right. Lael says, Mark, an easier way to look at airplane and the plane was flying from Quebec to Antarctica. The water or land is always going to be below the bottom of the plane.
Exactly.
Down.
Right.
Down.
Right. I gather that.
NA says it's obviously we should have started with basic shapes and colors with this flurper. So we could do it. We can do a test. What color is this?
I don't know. I'm partially colorblind.
So am I. So Mark,
looks red to me, but
if you're not colorblind, you're probably the only one that can get it right. What color?
That color is red, man.
Okay, all right. High five, Robert. We got it correct. All right. So, Siggy Sigwald says, I voted Poe, but I'm starting to think he's just honestly mistaken and has a propensity to magical thinking. Hope that translates well for you.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what I would gain from acting like a flat earther.
Exactly.
These are the most made fun of, some of the most made fun of people. I don't want to go through this for no reason.
Hey, as soon as you escape, we're ready for you. We hope you escape.
We'll introduce you to the Seek Truth, Seek Truth, Speak Truth.
Speak Truth, yeah.
Hey, man,
that's a former flat earther.
Mark.
Hey, McToon, you know what they say, McToon, once you go flat.
But
that's not true.
That's not true. We're going to introduce you to several prominent flat earthers who found reality again.
Jose, Sean G. There's a bunch, yeah.
I'm just being facetious.
Wisecraft. But hey, Mark, you're welcome back. There are some flat earthers that we do not wish to come back, but you're one that we do wish to come back.
Appreciate it.
Good dude.
I'll definitely be back. I definitely will.
All right. Siggy Sigwald comes back again, says, does he think the bird should drop down like a stone every time it stops flapping?
No, I actually don't. But I do, however, think that if they do stop flapping their wings, I don't think that's gravity pulling them down. I don't.
What is it then?
That's just how things work, man. Things fall.
That's not an answer.
That's pretty scientific.
It's not really an answer.
Been a real explanation, really, of what actually gravity is. It's never. Only person I seen really explain gravity was Neil Tyson, and you should see what he said. I've never really. What is gravity?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Mass attracts mass. That is empirically testable. It's been confirmed empirically. Just like these glasses refract light. When Snellis first figured out how much it refracts light, he did not know why. And for quite a while, people did not know why. And many physicists today don't know why. Some do. But you don't need to know why something works in order for you to identify that it does, in fact, work that way.
Okay. I understand. But,
all right. Sense. He keeps using that word. I do not think it means what he think it means.
You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
What happened?
Oh, it froze. I have a video from oh my gosh, Princess Bride. But it looks like it froze. It didn't work.
Oh, no.
It didn't work. My God, it was so perfect. All right. Liquid Flame says, it just makes no sense is his catchphrase. Just because it doesn't make sense to you, doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means you don't understand, which is fine. You don't have to understand. People don't understand lots of things.
Right. People don't understand.
I don't understand why somebody would wear a Milwaukee hat.
Right.
But it still exists.
Go Bucks, baby. Go Bucks.
What are Bucks?
Milwaukee Bucks, NBA basketball team.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go Bucks. You know, we won a championship last year. You remember? The year before last?
How am I supposed to remember?
Oh, I thought you watched sports.
I watch Ultimate Frisbee. That's it.
Oh, God.
I watch Ultimate Frisbee too.
That's worse than watching golf.
No, not disc golf. Ultimate Frisbee. There's a.
It's like on a football field.
Yeah, and it's basically a game of keep away, and if you catch it in your goal, you score a point.
Yeah, I like that. I like Ultimate Frisbee.
Yeah.
All right. We got Siggy Sigwald, another 20, so total of 50 memberships. Thank you again for that. Green Bull says, you're too smart to be this stupid, Mark. Stop putting so much effort into not understanding things. Apply yourself. Start with a high school physics book.
I didn't think you that far, but
Sorry.
Did you take physics in high school?
A little bit. I didn't pay attention really in physics.
Well, we can.
A little bit.
I gotta say, Mark, we can tell, but we think you can.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of education in physics, but nothing major, nothing to brag about.
All right. PhD Tony says Rob is an extremely patient interlocutor and a great guest. That's for you, Robert.
I agree. I've told Rob several times he seems like an intelligent guy. You know, despite our differences.
We're hoping that his wife agrees someday.
I think you are too, Mark. That's why I think you're playing games. But
I'm really not, man. I'm really into this, man. I'm knee deep, man.
We'll keep working on you. But I do want to take a couple minutes to show one last meme that he posted once we're done with questions. And
Okay, cool.
All right, we're getting there. Serena's one referring to tides, asking why does water keep losing its level?
They asked me that.
Well, tides means that water doesn't keep it if you're using flat for level. So let's use flat instead. Tides means that water does not keep its flat. Because on opposite sides of a landmass, the tides can be at different positions. And it's definitely not flat because it's at different elevations. Right?
Well,
Can't be flat. Even on flat Earth, it's not flat.
it's flat, man. It's flat. I don't know. I would have to. I don't know, man. I don't know what. I can't say. I can't be.
All right, we know you. We know you don't know. It's all right.
It's gonna take a lot. I'm gonna say that.
Serious suggestion for this guy says the Rocket Couch. He says, check out a game called Space Engineers to get a better grasp on gravity on a sphere. It helps. Research Weenie Earth. He is a proponent of the Earth being the shape of a weenie. Therefore, research Weenie Earth.
See, people don't realize, man. I've been a Glober for 28 years, man. I pretty much know the
Mark,
basics.
This is like number 380
Yeah.
for me. I've heard them
Right.
all of you say that.
I get it.
So it's not like, oh wow, you were a Glober up until a couple years ago. Yeah, we know.
Right. To associate flat Earth with being retarded, like, okay.
yeah, we try not to use that word.
Yeah, I
know, but some people do. Like immediately when they hear, "Oh, he believes the Earth is flat." Oh, he's retarded. Oh, he has no education. Oh, he's like, how can you gather that from just me simply saying the Earth is flat?
Well, you want to test it?
How?
You already said you did not take physics in high school.
Makes no sense.
What what did you study
I
at
did
university?
pick back up on it though when I went to college.
What's that?
I did pick up on it when I went to college though. I did
Physics?
a few months of astronomy. So
Okay. Well,
I did a few months of astronomy. I actually got kicked out of my astronomy class because my professor said I was complained to the dean and said I was causing a disturbance, disrupting his lecture.
stop those disturbances, I suppose. Anyway, all right. Charlie Welch's public appreciation message, Clive rules. That would be Clive Wells in the chat. There you go. Thank you, Clive. Industrial Nerd says makes Cece sound like a genius. Seem like a genius. Who are you supporting for top left this year?
Huh?
Who are you supporting for top left this year?
I don't think he knows what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
How about just say CC for top left.
What is that?
Let's say no, Flatzoid for top left.
Flatzoid for top left, of course. That's Industrial Nerd wants you to say CC, but I want you to say Flatzoid. I'm backing Flatzoid for top left. It's an annual
Go
competition.
Flatzoid.
It's an
It's
annual
basically
competition.
the top flat earther.
I'm gonna have to look some of these guys up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Timo Lynch says a few months ago, on the west coast of Ireland with a telescope on a clear day, I could not see Newfoundland despite the Earth being flat. All right. Nike Spitz for 11 euros, says MC Toon. Last try, really. To pronounce my name properly. Hint, it sounds like Ni, K, emphasis on the last one. All right, so it's not Nike, it's Nikkei. Nikkei Spitz. Never forget it from now on. Keep up the metal and debunking flat Earth. Keep up the metal. Nikkei Spitz. All right. Hopefully that's it. PhD Tony, who works with this particular field, knows it well. It's part of his career. Says, we use gravity in practical applications to accurately map the ocean floor. That's where the seafloor maps come from. We also use gravity to detect mineral deposits under the ground. Mark is wrong.
You said they use gravity to detect what?
Mineral deposits under the ground.
What, they got a gravity harnessing device?
Yes. They have two satellites that orbit the Earth, and they have lasers pointing at each other. And the amount of the distance between them is very precisely measured by the amount of time it takes for the transmission to get back and forth. And as they go over areas of the Earth with higher and lower amounts of gravity, they accelerate. The front one will accelerate while it starts getting over that higher gravity, and then the back one though won't be accelerating yet. So that's how they get that the measurement is based on the distance. And so those two are orbiting the Earth constantly, always adding to the profile of the gravity mapping of the entire Earth.
They have a device that harnesses gravity.
That measures gravity.
It measures gravity.
Yes. Yep, it's two satellites orbiting
What
the
is
Earth.
it called? What is this device called?
I don't remember offhand. Maybe he can say it quick, but it's two satellites that basically chase each other as they orbit the Earth. We'll see if somebody puts that in the chat there. I'll let you know if somebody sends it to tag me if you got the name.
I never knew such a thing existed.
Yeah, so he uses the output from these satellites to identify gravity on the map, higher and lower amounts of basically mass inside the Earth to identify, well, there's a larger mass here, therefore there's some denser material here. So maybe there's iron here, or copper or something like that. Or over here, we found a lower amount of mass. So maybe that's there's some liquids under there. So yeah, it's not a gravimeter. It's the name of the two satellites. So, all right, gotta keep moving. Eddie Reese says, how many times has this flirt promised to send evidence versus how many followed through? My guess would be 230 to 0. A flare. Yes, Eddie Reese, that's about it. I've never seen in debates people how many times have flat earthers say, I'll get you the video of something being obstructed bottom up and then Zoom bringing it back, and I never get it. And Mark, I don't think you're going to be the one.
Got them in my phone right now.
Lael says, Tune, I will debate Mark if you set it up.
Who is that, man? You got to come on now. Hey,
Lael, all right. Lael, you're going to have to come into the group chat or the Facebook group. So
yeah, you got to be worthy.
how did you attain that? How did you reach that, Mark?
Hey, I'm just being a little facetious, man. Come on, man. Give me some slack. Everybody jumping on my back. Let me get one in. Come on, Mike.
All right, you got to be worthy there, Lael. You got to be worthy. All right.
Let me get one, Mike. Come on.
Stringer News 1 says birds aren't real, but gravity is. Have you heard of birds aren't real?
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
All right, I got a couple more.
That's ridiculous.
I have to move on. That's
ridiculous.
I see Spin as the final super chat that I can read during this one. Expendability says, I suspect that image is from the article written by NASA titled "Tiger in Antarctica." Written by Dr. Eric R. Christian, just trying to help. And thank you for that, Expendability, and it's Expendability's first super chat. The Copper in Quarter says, Mark, do you realize that camera zooms only magnify the image, the light already in the camera? It doesn't go out there and bring it back. The image stays the same. There is no actual limit to how far we can see or a camera. If the photon can get there, then the photon can get there. Keith Miller says fizzy earth for the win. Patrick Butler says water mountains, subduction zones, come on. Now, Patrick Butler is a common name in that particular flat earth group, isn't he?
What's his name?
Patrick Butler.
Yeah,
he's pretty funny.
He's a because he purposely is a fake flat earther, and he just says the craziest thing to see if flat earthers agree with him. And so he came up with water mountains as the excuse of why you can't see the ship. So he said there's a big mountain between you and the ship, and a mountain of water, and that's why you can't see it. And flat earthers bought off on it and went out and ran with it.
They have. Oh, jeez. Eddie Reese says CC for top left, Flatzoid and Witsit for second and third. I don't know. You might change your vote, people, after tonight and after Flatzoid and Craig debate. Oh my goodness. Icy Spin says, I think a chat with PhD Tony would do him well. Probably.
Who's that?
Well, he's the guy whose career is using gravity measurements to identify minerals underground.
Hey, hold on, guys. 1 second.
Oh, all right. Well, it won't. All right, stop. I have 12 minutes until the next one, and I got to do a Riley. But Marissa is coming up. Marissa and I have had a few good emails back and forth. And then that unnamed third live stream coming tonight. Oh, where'd that go? What happened?
So it's like Marissa, another new flat Earth model. You know, how many new flat Earth models have we seen?
Well, they're never very good.
I know.
Are they?
We lost Mark.
Yeah, I don't know where he went.
He actually hung up.
He said, "Yeah, all right. Well, hold on. I need now. I gotta get everything different. I mean, this isn't any better. This is."
I froze too. That's weird.
You didn't freeze for me.
Yeah, I'm looking at the live stream.
Oh,
it's kind of weird. It's like it.
All right, there we go. So let me. I got
two frozen things on my cat trees.
I got one. Here. Lael says a great example of out understanding of refraction and the speed of light is fiber optic cables. Of our our understanding of refraction and the speed of light is fiber optic. Yes, true. Fiber optic cables transmit light at a certain velocity, and it's less than the speed through air or through an evacuated chamber. So, all right. I don't know where he went.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm sure he'll be sticking around the groups, and we'll have more fun with him. I still think he's not dumb. I think he's actually a pretty smart guy, and he's obviously playing games with us, and that's okay. We had fun for almost 2 hours, and he's created a lot of entertainment in the group with all the crazy things he says. So I'm pretty sure, like Patrick, he's doing the Poe game, but that's okay. This is all about entertainment, anyways.
Yeah. All right. PhD Tony says the satellite mission names are Grace and Grace Follow-On. GOCE. And we also have cold atom gravimeters, superconducting gravimeters, and drop gravimeters. So, yeah, do you use them, PhD Tony? Maybe we can cover this sometime here. Do you use like gravimeters to do exploration too? So,
going back to space.
And then final one here, Stephen York. Or 8 Australian says cutting an aircraft engine does not cause the plane to stall. Gliding still generates lift, just not enough to climb without thermals or ridge lift.
Correct. Yeah.
And thermals, I think people know what thermals are, but maybe you want to explain ridge lift.
It's more mechanical. I don't know, it's mechanical. So if you're flying alongside of a mountain and the wind's blowing up the mountain, you're going to basically catch that updraft. Because as the wind hits the mountain, it's going to flow upwards. So if you kind of come over, you'll actually catch that updraft off the ridge, and you can fly along the ridge without losing any altitude or sometimes gaining it. Especially with gliders that have a really high amount of lift, as they'll keep climbing and climbing into 20 plus thousands of feet just by riding that ridge coming off the mountain.
I've seen big birds do that. Not the yellow, not the yellow big bird from.
My phone died, man.
Oh,
all right. Well,
my phone died.
We do need to run out, but the we heard back the name of the 2 satellites is Grace and Grace Follow-On.
Okay.
So all caps Grace. So anyway, that is going to do it for this one. Let me get this.
I'm sorry
here.
about that too, guys.
It's all good.
It's okay. It happens. We knew you didn't rage quit.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, I hope I don't think I just hung up on them like that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you missed it. Robert was doing a beatbox and I was rapping. You'll have to watch the replay.
I missed it. Oh.
Yeah. So
I have to go back and watch the recording.
All right.
I didn't know you could beatbox like that, Robert. That was amazing.
That's my hidden talent.
That low end, that rumbly would. Oh, that was.
Funny enough, it's Patrick Butler just tagged me in something.
Mike, you was kicking some flows, Mike.
Yeah, just a little quick. What's it called when you just make it up on the fly? That stuff.
Freestyle.
What's that?
Freestyle.
Freestyle. Yes, I'm really good at that because I know what it's called. Lael says that is a lie. This is the last one. Thank you, Lael, for making that happen. People, I will be in about a few minutes here. I'll be I have Marissa on, so stick around for that. Robert, what do you have? Anything as we wrap up here?
Nope, this was fun, Mark. We'll obviously see you in the groups, and we probably could have done this for 5-6 hours, and
I know, right, man,
going back and forth. But this 2-hour blocks is good, and this is fun.
Yeah,
thanks
man,
for showing up.
I had a good time.
Somebody's got to eat their hat. We got to go find the post and make him eat his hat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, at least we got to agree on that. He got to eat a little piece of that hat.
I agree. We'll find it.
Patrick Butler says, so you think a Flurf would run? No, we never run. No, you don't, Patrick. Never.
Yeah, we never run.
All right, and I'll give Mark. I'll give you the last word here. What do you have to say?
I just want to say, man, I learned a few things. It's a lot of things that it's more that I got to learn. Obviously, I honestly had a good time. Rob's he's a good dude, man. Mike is a good dude. So I actually honestly enjoyed myself. This was fun and informational, man. I appreciate you guys for allowing me to share my beliefs.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Have a good
everybody.
night.
We'll see you next time.
All right, thanks. See you guys.
Bye.